Here we go again, everybody. So once again, we are here to talk to you about inflation and real estate. So what is inflation and how does it affect real estate? So the most important thing to do is this. The inflation that it's occurring in the US right now in 2022 is actually caused by government. The government is actually spending a lot of money in which it's not actually getting into the hands of the people that actually need it. And what happens? We have a limited amount of supplies in the world today. We have limited amount of resources in the world today. So the lack of and the supply chain interruption that it's being caused by other countries, war in between Russia right now that it's causing the lack of oil supply, the economical embargo on Russia right now, it's causing a big economical supply shortage. Russia and China and everything that's going on in the world right now. As you know, since COVID, we haven't received construction materials in a timely manner since then, and we have a supply chain interruption. Also, government is spending a lot of money. What is that called? The Fed, which controls the currency, which controls the dollar, it's continuing to print a lot of currency, and we call that fiat currency. So the more dollars the government prints, the devalues of the dollar, actually, that's exactly what happened. So for example, last year on the same time right now, we are just in July 2022, we had 0% inflation in July 2021, even though we're just getting out of the COVID phase. What happens when you have inflation and now what is the inflation now? So July 2022, we're about 8.5% inflation. What does that mean? I'll give you a perfect example. Let's just assume that we have an 8% inflation. Last year, if you had $100, your $100 was worth $100, and you could buy more goods with that $100 than what you can today. What happens with inflation? Your same $100 is now worth $91.50, correct? $91.50. So the currency is devaluing, it's losing its value, and the cost of goods are going up. So the inflation means you are actually paying more for the same amount of goods. So 3 bananas used to cost $1, for example, last year. Today it costs you $1.30. So you have to have more dollars that is actually worth less to buy the same amount of product. That's what's called inflation, and that's exactly what's happening to your money that's parked in the bank. Watch this next take and I'll tell you exactly where the market is heading. Here we go. This is another take. What happens on real estate when we have inflation? The biggest leverage against inflation in America, in my personal opinion, it's real estate. I'm not giving you guys advice, I'm just telling you what I'm doing right now. This week I'm closing in additional properties from a personal portfolio. I am putting my fiat currency, my dollars, into real estate. Why? Well, if you notice, I was in Belize a couple weeks ago, and I was with Danielle DeMartino Booth, Chris Martinson, a whole bunch of smart people, Cam McElroy, Brad Sumrock, Kyle Wilson, Tom Burns, Robert Helms, Russell Gray, and so many more. And this is what they said, right? Today, entry-level properties is the way to go. And how can you leverage against inflation? Very simple. It's all about the loan. So for example, today I got a fixed interest rate for 30 years with 6%. So I'm borrowing for the money on today's dollars, but I'm gonna pay that off in 30 years, fixed. Nobody can call my mortgage back. Nobody can ask me for more money on the monthly payment. That is a fixed interest rate. What does that mean, Wagner? Why are you telling me this? Well, let's just say I bought a house today for $200,000, right? That house is actually appreciating because there's not enough entry-level homes on the market. Remember that if my house is appreciating and my dollar that's sitting on the bank is depreciating, as long as I put in an asset that it's a real asset, backed by a real asset, an asset that you can touch, right? Tangible assets. And that asset is actually moving up on price, on appreciation, and providing cash flow, you're leveraging against inflation. Meaning, I put $200,000 in a house that next year is probably gonna be worth $210,000, $215,000, $220,000. Plus, I'm making positive cash flow on that house, and I have a fixed 30-year interest rate. So at the end of the day, that is the biggest leverage against inflation. Watch the next take and I'll tell you exactly what you're looking for until the end of the video. And here we go. How real estate investors can profit with inflation. So here we go. Let's just say that you have $1 million, right? And you buy $1 million in stocks. For you to buy $1 million worth of stocks, you need $1 million of cash or wire transfers or any kind of a currency that it's in dollars, right? For you to buy real estate, you only need 20% of that $1 million to buy the same amount of real estate. So for example, this is what we call leverage. So I need $200,000 to buy $1 million worth of real estate. So how much real estate can I buy with $1 million? Multiply that by 5. So I can buy $5 million worth of appreciating real assets, tangible assets, with the same $1 million that I can buy $1 million worth of stock. So leveraging during inflationary times is the key. Now, pay attention to this. Don't get adjustable rate mortgages, don't get a high interest rate loans that are actually being able to adjust as time goes by. Get a 30-year fixed mortgage, and that is going to be the biggest leverage against inflation. How do you leverage against inflation? Invest your money in real estate, leverage, get a 30-year fixed, and your money is going to be secured. At least this is what I'm doing for my personal portfolio and my personal investments. Watch the next take all the way to the end of the video, and I have a surprise for you guys. And here we go, last take of this video, and as you can see, we're changing our video structure a little bit to give you more flavors. We have more cameras in the room right now recording. So this is how you can benefit from real estate during inflationary period and where this market is heading. All my money, I'm keeping some currency as well in the bank, right? Because of my safety. And if we're gonna get into a recession, nobody knows. Everybody's telling yes, maybe no. But I'll tell you what, it's good to have some powder, which in my opinion, it's cash. And it's also good to have leverage against inflation. So I'm investing almost 90% of all my cash back into real estate. Entry level, cash flowing, positive cash flow in real estate in the Sun Belt. How can you benefit? Invest your money in real estate, give your property for rent. We property management, we'll do the insurance for you, we'll sell you the property, we'll manage the property in the areas where we're working. Ocala, Palm Bay, we have 40 to 50 applications per house. So the demand is huge. The amount of jobs in those areas are fantastic. During inflationary periods, there's only a few things that can leverage your money. Real estate is being number one, and just as a reminder for you guys, is real estate has made more millionaires and billionaires than any other asset class in the US, just to let you know. Second, that I would highly recommend more as an insurance policy, buy physical silver and gold. So real estate number one, physical silver and gold number two. Real assets, tangible assets. How you should make money on real estate. Go to our website, www.b2rdirect.com. Check our properties, check our inventory, reserve your property today. And why is new construction the way to go? Because your capital expenditure is almost zero. On a new property, you're not gonna have to fix anything, to maintain anything. You're not gonna have to change broken items because they're under warranty for the first year. Actually, if there's any tenants that cause any damages, they'll pay for it for you. So your capital expenditure is minimum to non-existent. Buy new, your insurance is gonna cost less, your property is gonna rent for more, your property management is gonna be easy on your pocket, and you're not going to have any fix-ups. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully I was able to help you with inflation. I'm Wagner Nolasco from Build to Rent Direct.